Hello. So today I'll be reviewing I'll be explaining how to use any on any tools on the phone or on a computer or anything. I'm doing this on my bed, and I'll explain why. Why? Until you're unless someone is a professional, they don't need to use fancy tools. Well, if they would like to use fancy tools, it's up to them. But predominantly, most things that people need to do can be done on a phone or just using a simple app. Don't need to buy them like this is I think misconception a lot of people have is that you have to have the best equipment to be the best. No, that's the wrong way. If you're the best, you use the best equipment. It's like you only I think in this world like you only use as much as you can handle. I think that's the mentality. So, for example, okay, when using tools, what the person is trying to learn to do is they're not trying to use the basic things like, for example, pressing a button. Everyone can press a button. To when using a tool is a tool. So what is a tool? Tool is is a tool. It's nothing else. The word tool means it just does what it just implementation. That's what it is. So when we're using someone as a tool, it doesn't mean like it's gonna solve any problems. What it does is just process what's already been in the head, or just trying to implement the idea, and it's an assistant. That's what a tool is. So when we use all these equipments, these apps or whatever, we what we're trying to do here is trying to ensure that we're trying to establish how to use these tools correctly. There's no point trying to drill things into the tool if it's not used correctly. For example, let's go on the piano keyboard. Okay, keyboard. There's okay. So here we've got if you look carefully here, we've got different chords. God, excuse me. We've got different chords here. Oh, excuse me, the lighting, it's really difficult to see. So it just goes up on the scale. Oops, on the scale. And then, a typical, so this is the wrong way to create a beat. Okay, okay, so I know that actually this is all in minors, and diminishing, and flats. So if I just create a random, if I press random buttons and it sounds cool, like, and then try to memorize that is like an academics. This is the wrong way to think about creating beats. The correct, how do I, and why should you listen to me? I'll tell you why you should listen to me. The reason is because it's a tool and it just implements the idea. The idea is already in the head. It's already in the head. The idea is already in the head. So let's say X person, when X person is creating an idea, they use this tool over there. They use this tool over there, to implement what they're thinking. So let's say I want to create a boom, like a beat that goes. So how do you do a beat like that? Okay, the how you create a beat like that is you go. So okay, so I go. So what's the BPM of that? What's the chords that I have to use? And what instruments to try to create that. And then afterwards it's like, oh, what VST plugins do I have to use? So when these four factors are made, then you go onto this thing. Excuse me, it's gotta. You go on this. You go on this tool, and it's a tool. Remember, it's a tool. So there's also a misconception that, oh yeah, because it sounds cool, there will be a beat. No. It's like because it looks like that, we should just do that. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. How it works is okay. So when we try to create an audio engineering or creating a beat, for example, there's an instrument. The instrumental phase is called audio synchronization. Synchronization. I'm writing on the bed, by the way. So gave my disk away. But audio synchronization, and then it's called multi-layering. These two concepts has to be understood by the beat producer when they create the beat. So let's go to the. So I'm not quite familiar with using this right now, but I know because I need to multi-layer the beats, the multi-layer and create audio synchronization. I have to find the on this app the area where I can do multi-layering on the on the there you go, this multi-layering over there, this button, and then I recognize that this button does multi-layering, and and we've got all these things, and looks, whoopsie, and then it's like, now let's press the button and see what happens. So you see, this is what this audio this is doing here, and if you look at the over here, we've got 5 things going on. What we're trying to implement here is not based on okay, let's try to make things work and just shove buttons into this to make all things work. It's all planned out over here. So for example, we've got the last thing to think about is the audio, the vocals, and to create an instrumental, because we're trying to create an instrumental. It says first, what's the key themes? What is the themes? What is the themes of the instrumental? If it goes, then there comes the idea of what is first. What first has to be created? First has to be created. The first thing that has to be created in the multis on the usually is the BPM control. It's called BPM control. The first thing to think about before creating any chord theory is to go over BPM. So then what I'm thinking is, okay, I need to go on this app over here and think about how I'm gonna go get BPM. How do I go to BPM? I don't know. So let's have a look. Let's press some buttons. Nope. That's file recognition. Tempo. There you go. There's settings and it says tempo. And then how do I know the key signature, time signature, and tempo? And I don't know anything about music. Well, the thing is, what you do is tempo. You have to. Whoops, that line. The tempo. Tempo is measured. The time. Okay. So if you just press the buttons, you see how it expands and goes up and down. It's because of this. This is how I'll explain the process. Think of a chocolate bar. Here, and then this 2, 3. It's like in rapping, it's called spitting bars. So when a person spit bars, they like every bar they go, look at the flow. Every time I'm roll, gonna pick a rat with the hoe, gonna pick a rat. Just like every dun. And then the bar, and this is and then because to conceptualize the idea, then you physically manifestate it and try it on different forms. So let's try on 4/4. And then it's gone. Let's go time signature 3/4. Let's go back here. Okay, let's go on 6/8. 6/8. Look at that time. Oops. So, just press some random buttons. I'm getting messed up. But let's go back. Yep. So, okay, that's been highlighted over here. The real. I'll somehow, um, I'll fix this later on. Oh no, that's fine. But do you get the idea? Where I realized, oh okay, on the time signature on the 6/8, it on theory it is correct. It is stretched out and slowed down. So it's like so if you think of ratio formation, it is ratios. So this is how to think about creating music. To create music, the tool is only a tool. The It's not about how expensive your equipment. I mean, surely if you're creating professionally, you have to have the best equipment. But for most people, the majority of people, they just have to understand these concepts on just I just in about 15, at least about 12 to 13 minutes, I've explained multi-synchronization, multi-layering, how to create an instrumental, and how to use a tool, and how it's like in computing programming. People who've done programming will understand what I'm saying. The order of operation, or mathematics, order of operations. What comes first? What comes first is BPM, then chorus, is instrumentals, VST plugins, and then you plan it all out and execute on the tool. And then I have a calculator here. I've got a calculator. Is it working? Yeah. So why do I have a calculator? Because there's a lot of maths involved to try to make all this work. Look, in the time frame, you just don't, in music, you don't just simply go, oh yeah, it's gonna be about 3 minutes-ish. You calculate the time sequence on when the time's gonna go in, minus, plus, plus, plus. Yes, sure, you could do it all in the head, but when there's multiple things going on, sometimes that's when a calculator is used. You don't use a calculator because you can't do arithmetic. It's only there to assist as a tool. Calculator is simply a tool, and just as this pen's a tool, and just in life, most things are just tools to assist you with the implementation of the idea. And I've got some notes here, and I can draw it out, play it out. Because you have to know to compose music. You have to understand how to, Whoops, let's draw a triple. Oh god, how do I draw a triple again? I can't remember. That's how I draw a triple. So if I draw a triple, it's like, whoops, and then C, and then E, then draw it together, and then let's go down. You see, do you get how I mean? And then boom, 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 boom. That's it. So that's the tutorial today.